It's not an age, it's not a size, it's not a name brand, and it's not a price tag. It's more about being who you're being and wearing, being approachable,
Yeah.
feeling confident, feeling attractive, and knowing you're presenting your most authentic, beautiful self just as you are.
Tired, weary, frustrated? What would you be doing if you weren't raising children alone? What's stopping you from living your best life now? On SoloMoms Talk, I discuss with solo mothers the challenges you face raising children alone. So if you're a working solo mom dealing with independent children, insensitive bosses, weight and health issues, or even debt collectors, join us as we discover your path to get and stay healthy, increase your income, and live with joy and purpose.
In this battle of life, it's hard to keep your head above the water.
My guest today is Patsy Sanders. Welcome, Patsy.
Hi there.
Thanks for joining us today on SoloMoms Talk. Before we get into what you do,
Please tell us, who is Patsy Sanders?
My name is Patsy Sanders, and I am an image stylist, international image stylist, coach, master hairstylist, and a speaker.
okay. So you are an image coach, so you would be a good person to talk to if you're a podcaster doing videos, right?
Absolutely. Your brand and your image, are the heart of your business. And so it's very important that we align that and I do it from a soul level, like, who are you born to be? How should you look and show up as your
Okay.
natural, beautiful self? So I try to align that with my clients. I love working with women, especially because I think we're very confused by the fashion industry. Like you should have to wear this, you have to wear that. And it doesn't always align with who we are and what our personal style and color palette is. So I really love being able to give women clarity, confidence, being attractive. It's just really important.
Yes, you're so right in saying that we get distracted by the noise.
Well, I think we're constantly guessing too. We want to stay current. We want to look nice.
Because women, we tend to we have our ideal image, but then we let the noise in, so we get all confused as to what we should do and try to change based on what this person in front of us is saying, right?
Yeah, or the fashion industry. And I think that a lot of times is because we're really not confident in who we are and know what we should wear and how we should dress or who we're being in the world. So I love helping people have clarity about, oh, just because that's out, you mean I don't have to wear it? For instance, the fashion industry has us convinced that you only look thin if you wear black, and everybody should have a little black dress. But there's only one of my color palette elements, air, fire, water, and earth, that really look good in black. That's in the color palette. And it's a strength color for them. For the other people, it's like hiding in plain sight. So that's what I was long time ago when I got my colors done. I was told I was an earth and I should wear black and jewel tones. So I did that for over 20 years. Then I got color typed in the elements and they said I was a fire wearing more of the warm fall colors. And I was pretty resistant to changing, but I thought, well, if I'm not open to possibilities, maybe my business won't grow as much. And as soon as I changed what I was wearing, I started getting compliments. People started noticing me. They started saying, wow, Patsy, you look pretty today. Not, I like your purple highlights or I love your dress, right? So I think there's a big difference of being seen as your authentic self than just dressing and looking nice, but people not really easily connecting with you. And there was such a change in my business by me being more authentically aligned with who I was and wearing colors that really were complementing me and who I was in the world. And I think we don't know that always. So that's my passion, is to help women especially have a wardrobe they love to wear, that everything goes together and they know what energy they're going to bring to the room for the day. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is fun being a girl.
Yeah. Yeah, it is fun being a girl, but we sometimes forget it, right?
We do.
And are you saying that we don't have to wear black to, to impress?
Absolutely. That's more of the male dominance, corporate, where black look like the men, act like the men, and women are busting out of that. We don't have to do that anymore. There's so many people becoming podcasters, being entrepreneurs and speakers and authors and breaking out of that mold that we've been put into for a long time. And now women can be themselves. It's just having enough um, I think motivation and information and inspiration to step into that arena and invest in yourself, get a wardrobe that really aligns with who you're being in the world, right? Like this is who
Yeah.
I really am, right? What I thought was really
Yeah.
I did before when I started working with the color typing things, it was so life changing for me. I got trained to add that to my beauty business. So now I can do head to toe makeovers, which really helps me I know how beautiful you are. I know what hairstyle you should wear. I know what lip color you should have, but we're confused like out in the world. So there's these 4 elements, air, fire, water, and earth. I'm showing these half fans and each one
Mm-hmm.
has energetic qualities. But what's really fascinating is they each have character traits. So I'll just tell you this little story about
It's okay.
air.
You could hold them up. You could hold them up for,
Okay.
yeah.
Airs that were these bright, warm spring colors, right?
Mm.
Their natural character trait is visionary. Like that's their core gift. Like they have so many ideas they can't even hardly see straight, right? Then there's the earth that wears all the pure tones, black and all the jewel tones and stuff. And their natural character trait is the editor. They can come into a room, kind of take it in, analyze what needs to be fixed or what's missing. On a project, they're great project managers because they can bring things to completion. Then there's the water that has these beautiful, these cool, soft, muted summer colors, right? And their
Mm-hmm.
natural character trait is they love process, order, and detail. My VA is a water. She likes doing all that stuff. I don't like doing that stuff. So this is my color palette, all the warm, spicy colors of fall. And my natural character trait is a mover and shaker and get stuff done. So when I learned that, when I was being color type, being resistant to change, when the stylist told me that I knew that was me. She goes, let's do this. Let's just go shopping at a consignment store, buy a few tops. And if people don't treat you differently, you don't have to do this. You can still do what you were doing before. I thought, okay, that's a good deal. And every time I'd wear one of those darn tops to work, people say, gee, Patsy, you look pretty today. Gee,
Mm-hmm.
Patsy, you look nice today. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it wasn't me. It wasn't just, my dress or
Yeah.
hair. It was like they saw me. And
Yeah.
I think in business, you have to connect. Our whole purpose of building a business is to create that know, like, and trust factor.
Mm-hmm.
They have to connect with you. They have to feel like
Yes.
you're appealing and attractive and want to know what you have to say and do. And people know that if you take good care of you and you look really amazing and attractive, then you'll probably take good care of them in your business.
Yes.
So it's a psychological thing. Sometimes we don't even think about it. Like if you ever went to a store and saw somebody, you think, wow, they look beautiful. Or somebody else thinking, why would they wear that? Well, like Walmart, people go in there in their pajamas. Like it blows my mind. But
Sorry.
it really says, I don't care about me. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to care if we're going to be in business. And I think
Yeah.
in podcasting, especially, it just takes away the guesswork when you know how to look and you can then your whole energy goes on what you're doing, engaging with your audience, learning about them. But you're good. When you walk out of the
Yeah.
bedroom and you're done, ready for the day, you're good. So
Yeah.
I think it's important that people know there is a way to do that. It doesn't cost $1 bazillion, but what it does, it saves you a lot of time and money over the years. It's an investment in who you're being and what you're wearing. Not so much how much
Yeah.
money you spend on your clothes, because you could shop anywhere. Fashion's a look.
Yeah.
It's not an age. It's not a size. It's not a name brand and it's not a price tag. It's more about being who you're being and wearing, being approachable,
Yeah.
feeling confident, feeling attractive, and knowing you're presenting your most authentic, beautiful self just as you are.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, when you go and do your nails or you get your hair done or something, you feel divine and you project that aura out, right? And
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So give a podcaster specifically. I have a small group called Moms Who Podcast.
Ah,
And we sometimes have the biggest excuses as to why we can't look good because we have to make our kids look good first, right?
right on.
But so give these moms who podcast 3 tips.
First one
Yeah.
is just to, put some mascara and lip color on and do your hair, right? Because when you look at yourself in the mirror and you feel like you're pretty put together, then, you can kind of do anything no matter what you're wearing. And I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of times we push ourselves aside when really, when you give to yourself first, when you take care of yourself first, you have a higher vibration of energy. Like energetically, you're more aligned, you feel better, you feel excited about the day, and we have to do that for ourselves. Nobody can do that for you. The second thing is if you're on podcasts and you're doing this kind of work, I really encourage people to wear solid colors because then people are looking at you and they're not distracted by your outfit. And the worst thing to wear really is patterns, big patterns. And black is kind of gives you a floating head, like you don't, like, you in the head. So even if it's your color, I tell you not to wear black on
Mm-hmm.
podcasts or on stage. You need to wear something with more color and more vibrancy so you look more alive. And so any medium color, solid is really good to start with. But there's really some great colors you can start with is like any kind of a teal. Everybody looks good in teal. And then there's
Mm-hmm.
this, you can wear wine or eggplant, and that's kind of a power color, but it's more, um, it gives you more authority when you wear that. And then dark green, like right now, mallard green, some of these greens are coming out. They're really good. So, for me, each one of my colors in my palette have a purpose. And that's what's so exciting is like when I actually hand make every single one of these palettes. And when you work with me and we do a whole session and we get you started, you'll receive a fabric color pan like this, but on the back, it tells you what it's for. So there's
Oh, okay.
foundation colors, there's patterns, there's metallics, there's flesh tones, there's pastels, there's tranquils, there's dynamics. And when you know what energy you want to bring to the room, you would go and pick out colors within those color palette strips, right? And so that
Yes.
really can give you more confidence than what you had before when you know. So when you shop, you think, oh, I'm going to be speaking on a podcast and I'm going to be the expert. Then I'm going to look for a foundation color, right? So that really helps. Another great color, and this is my super tip. If you wear your eye color, it makes you more approachable. So my color is chocolate brown, and that's kind of my black because that's what color my eyes are, right? So that's a really safe color. If you just want something where you're more the expert, it's easy to do that. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
had people just go to the color, go to the Home Depot and go through and have somebody they help pick out sort of their colors, because you have at least 3 to 5 colors in your eyes. And when you hold it up by your eye, you can kind of see some of those tones.
It's a good
So it's a
tip.
great place to start.
Yeah.
It's much more powerful to know who you are and have your color
Mm-hmm.
palette aligned. Because I think sometimes we just guess and we end up spending a lot of money. Here's a good question for you. What percentage of your closet do you think you wear on a regular basis?
That's a funny question. You know why? Because I've only used about maybe 5 to 10% of my closet in the last 3 years.
Yes. Think
And I've
about
thought
that.
about it.
The
Yeah.
national average is 20%. So if you think about how much time and energy and money you've spent with all those clothes you're not wearing, and of course, COVID changed things. Everybody gave the 15 or whatever, but some of those clothes you wouldn't wear anyway. You just haven't worn them.
Yeah.
And that's and when you know what your color palette is and you can go through that with your fan, it's easy to release the things that don't serve you anymore. I
Yes.
recommend you give it, if they're nice things, put them in a consignment shop, get some money back, and then you can even use credit there to get the colors that really are yours. And I really believe that, consignment shopping is a great way to get nice clothes without having to spend a lot of money,
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
thing is like I donated a lot of stuff to women's shelters, women in transition, women that are, trying to change their life, right?
Yes.
I recently just started a nonprofit called Elevating Women in Transition, which I've wanted to do for a long time. I've already went to, to like the rescue mission and done hair. I've done haircuts for years and years and years. But once I started doing this color typing, I realized here these women are up leveling. They're going through a program. They're trying to get their act together so they can go get new jobs. Now that's what this nonprofit does. So I
Yeah.
do a total makeover on them. They apply for a makeover scholarship. I do their hair. I do their colors. We get them in the right makeup. And I have a wardrobe closet that people are donating to me that I take them to, and we get them outfits in their colors that fit them. And then they have a stipend that we get to take them out into the community and go shopping. Maybe they need new shoes. Maybe they need a dress that we didn't find, right? And so we can still help them up level their, confidence by teaching them how to. I teach them how to dress their body type. I teach them how to shop, how to use their color fan when they're out shopping. So they now have a whole different energy about them and confidence when they go apply for those jobs. I've worked with 3 women in the last few months. One girl got a job at Macy's in the makeup department. Another girl got a job at a hotel working the front desk. And another girl I just finished is out now interviewing for jobs. So there's a whole transformation that takes place. And just watching how they feel about themselves is so life-changing for me because we
Yeah.
should be doing that for the women in our community, right? So
Yes.
I'm on a
Yeah.
mission to build that and grow that and help. I'm working in this community to get acquainted with more nonprofits that are helping women and offering that in all segments, right?
Yes.
And I feel like
Yes.
as women, we don't give ourselves permission, right? And those
Right.
women probably would never be able to afford my services when they need them. They may someday, right? But right now is when they need them
Right.
and they don't have the funds. So I just feel
Yes.
so excited and honored that God's given me this mission to change people's lives. And my other thing is I want to change the mission of you. I want you and your moms to take time for themselves, to invest in themselves. It could be a Christmas present or a birthday present or whatever. But when they do that, things change from a soul level, like from a heart level. You start to feel beautiful. You start to believe that about themselves. A lot of moms just get caught up in wearing gray and black and white and bringing their hair in a ponytail. Like they don't take the time because their life's just so busy.
Yes.
But when they want to, they can. So we have to make an
Yeah.
effort to do that, to keep
Yes.
to ourselves, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How
And I
about
think so.
do you have?
I'm sorry.
How many children do you have?
I have 3 sons.
How old are they?
Well, the youngest is 28. The next one is 30 and the oldest is 40, who told me
Yeah.
this morning he's expecting my 3rd grandchild.
How fun. But I know when you were a young mom, you probably didn't take time for you for very much. And my mission is to, whether you're a young mom, whether you're, in entrepreneur, whoever you are you going to go into 2024 with a fresh start, with an up level look for more confidence
Yes.
than you've ever have? Now's the perfect time to
Yes.
really work with people.
Yes.
For me to say, hey, the holidays are coming up. Why would you go out and buy one more thing that you may not wear? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
let's get you in the right colors.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is an interesting topic and a profound one to help us as entrepreneur, especially female entrepreneurs.
to gain the confidence we need because it's tough enough, right?
It is. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people just were never taught, right?
Yeah.
We just never were taught. And now the work I do is different than just the color typing we used to have, like the seasonal thing. Mine goes at a deeper level. Like we find out who you are. I have a session with you and we learn about your natural gifts. I teach you about the human design and what is your natural character traits? Like, who are you anyway? We use all 4 of those character traits in our business, in our lives every day. Sometimes we have to, we have a great idea and we get things started and then pretty soon we have to go and get the website and fix, write the content and do all that stuff. And then there's other times we have to go out there and give that talk that we practice at home. Like, you know what I mean? And then we go do something and it's so good. Then we have to edit down like, okay, what didn't work there? Why? So we're using all the character traits anyway, but core. And I have to tell you that when I stepped into really embracing my fire, I have never been so comfortable being me. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I've always struggled with my weight, right? And in about 15 years ago, somebody introduced me to a 12-step program for food. So I went from being a size 2022 to a 6'8" in 8 months. And I've been that way for 14 years because I found out what I was eating was not working for me. And I was emotionally eating and trying to deal with life. Well, that doesn't work either, right? So food's never the answer, right? So now I have new tools that I have continued my whole life using them because I don't want to be that woman anymore. So when I got into my right size body, people started noticing me, like, wow, I look different. Gee, do you look nice just being thinner? But it's amazing how I was treated when I was overweight.
Yeah. People
are judgmental and they don't say it, but you can just see them look at you, right? And for women, we handle life that way a lot. Eating is our go-to. We don't smoke. We don't, we don't do a lot of other things that we could be doing. So we live in a huge world of addiction, right?
Yes.
But the food is the most acceptable. So for me, that always made me feel terrible about myself when I would lose weight and gain weight, lose weight my whole life. And I'd almost given up until I found this program. So when when I got this going and then I got color typed in this element and started understanding my own personality and who I really am and showing up in the world anyway, this has just enhanced that. It helped me to really go, okay, this is who I am. I hope you like me. If you don't, it's really okay because this is the best it gets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Tell us your process for working with your clients.
Okay. After I got color typed, I thought, oh my gosh, this would be so fun if I could do it in one place. I manifested a little makeover studio where I could do people's colors, do their makeup, change their hairstyle, give them the right hairstyle. And then people started giving me clothes. So I had this nice, gently used clothing section that I could sell to ladies and then some new accessories. And I did that for 2 years and it was so amazing, so much fun. And then COVID closed me down. And I was thinking, now what am I going to do? And one day I got this download, I feel like from God saying, but everybody's on Zoom. What if you sent somebody a style kit and did a test? So I tested out with 2 women, one in Oregon and one in Texas that I color typed, right? One was a fire and one was a air or something. And then I had another girlfriend that was a coach, which I love working with coaches. She had a bunch of friends that wanted to do it. So we did a group one. I sent her the style kit and she held all the fabrics and put the lips color on. And I was able to color type everybody on Zoom. Then I work with women on Zoom in their closet. Like you can take me into your closet. We go through that. We sort things out.
Oh, that's pretty
good.
And
then I can take them shopping online and it worked. So now I have clients in Canada and in Portugal and South America and in France and like all over the world. Who would have thought that COVID was a blessing? Like for me. So
right.
So once people enroll in one of the packages, I can send them the style kit. It comes with the 4 half fans. So you come out with at least this. I teach you how to start with these. But then you always have at least a color palette to start with. Then I digitally send you the style guidebook with a picture of the full fan. And then I pop the fabric fan in the mail to you. So you pretty much
Mhm.
have to be in the States to have that done, because to mail it overseas is
Right.
so extravagantly expensive. It's really hard. But
Yeah.
it's great knowing I can work with people anywhere, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. It's
it's
pretty
just
awesome.
it is fun.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate you, Patsy. You've done a lot. You've given us a lot. And I want you to tell us how we can get in touch with you, how we can, grab a hold of your program, because it's really needed right now.
Yes. Well, I think the easiest way for us to have a conversation. So if you go to my website, embracingyouressence.com, there's a little link it's called Let's Connect. And you set up an appointment, and we'll have a half hour, 45-minute session and get acquainted and see where you're at in your life and see what works for you. And then I can share more about the work I do and how it's going to benefit you. And sometimes it's perfect for some people and sometimes it's not. I think the best way is just to have a conversation, because I like working individually or in small groups with women. And because everyone's an individual. You and I
Yes.
can be the same element, but we're going to be totally dressed different. We're going to have different lifestyles. We're going to do
Yeah.
different things. So it's just helping you capture your unique style and essence, right? And help you grow that into something you're totally comfortable with. So that's
Okay.
kind of the best way to do it, is just let's connect.
Okay. All right. So we'll put the links in the show notes so people could get to it. What is Patsy grateful for today?
I'm grateful for the opportunity to affect women's lives, to really
Hmm.
help them feel beautiful. Because the Bible talks about that we were, beautiful beyond compare. We were totally created absolutely flawless. But the marketing world has taken that away from us. We don't believe that about ourselves. We get caught up in life. We have to multitask. We have to do all these other things. So it's hard for us sometimes to stop and just appreciate the gift we are to the world, right? But if
Yes.
we're doing
Yes.
it feeling good about ourselves, it changes everything.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Thank you, Patsy Sanders, for coming and speaking so openly to us today. We got a lot of value, and I had questions to ask you, but I'm like, I'm going to let her talk because, I'm like falling off my chair listening. So I appreciate you. Any parting shot?
Well, I just want to tell you, fashion's a look. It's not a size, age, name, brand, or price tag. It's who you're being and what
Mhm.
you're wearing. Confident and beautiful.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.